Hi folks, thanks for watching this short tutorial video on how to access booths, and of course the features that they have, the things you can set up with within the booth, and how to use them on event day. So once you've got onto the platform, you'll be confronted with the entrance screen to the actual virtual auditorium, and the icon that you're looking for is the booths icon. You can see it flashing away over here on the screen, but it also corresponds to the icon over here on the left hand side. You can click either link to get to the booth area. So I've clicked the booth icon, and you can see there's only one example of a booth here at the moment, but as you can see that the booth is being branded. The main features that the booth has at the front end are, of course, the ability to enter the booth, whether that's you as the host or of course any visiting delegates. The delegate can click on the About Us, and this is fairly obvious. You can see a bit of a profile and a synopsis about the company, or as it says here, about a little bit of information about you guys. The delegate participants to the event can schedule a meeting with you, so they can click on the Schedule tab. They can arrange a time across the 2-day event to drop in and see you and arrange a specific time. As soon as they select one and schedule it, it gets added to their calendar, and you'll get a notification that a particular person has scheduled or has arranged a time to drop in and talk to you. And of course, come that time, they can quite simply click on the enter button and enter, and of course have meetings with you, but I'll come to that in a second or two. From your perspective as the booth host, you're going to need to get it looking shipshape and get the booth looking in a way that you'd want it to. So there's a number of things you can do. There's a number of tabs that you see down here on the right hand side. Let's start with the Handout tab. So in the Handout tab, you can upload using this little Manage Handouts icon down here. You can upload anything from a PDF or a JPEG or even an MP4 file, or of course you can add a link to a URL or a domain. You can categorize what they are, whether it's case studies or catalogs, or whether it's just company information. And as soon as you upload, whether it is a link or a PDF, you will need to publish. So move the slider button from unpublished to publish that document, and then it is displayed in your Handout tab, as you can see here. You can push to the top if there's a particular document that you want to be at the top of your handout. It's very easy to do. You can just push it up to the top, and of course that becomes the predominant handout. The Info tab is where your information is stored, so the information that was also available on the front end of the booth, the About Us information, so you'll see it inside. You can also have a particular phone number, whether that's a company number or a particular individual's mobile. You can have the email address of a person or a generic email address, your URL, and of course your location. To change all of that information, it's very, very straightforward. You'll see a room settings button, or a cog just down here in the bottom right, which means in room settings, when you click on it, it opens another window. The 3 tabs that are going to be the most useful to you are the Info, Settings, and Personalize. Within Info, you can change the logo if it's incorrect, or you can add a different one. This is where you can edit or add that company description that we've already touched on. Likewise, you can edit or add a company website. You can edit your company's location. You can increase the number of meeting rooms. The booth is created with 1 meeting room as standard. You can increase it up to 10. So if you plan on having multiple colleagues on the platform or across the event. We can lift the number of credits available to you, so you can send multiple invites. I'll show you how you do that in a moment or two. And of course, what you can do is you can add as many booth managers as you want to. So if you don't plan on spending the duration of the event in your booth, and you're going to have colleagues assigned to it with you, drop their email addresses in here, and then send them their particular invite code to access the platform. And that way all of you can share booth access as hosts. In the Settings tab, we would advise you turn on your likes button, so that you've got the ability to be able to have your audience interact with you. You can edit your chat message, your welcome message, which is displayed in your chat box over here in your right hand side. And of course the last feature is in the personalize tab. There's a couple of things you can do here. This is where you can add your stage backdrop. It's called a stage backdrop, but it's a branded graphic. You can see it here sitting behind. This is where you can upload your personal stage backdrop, 1280 by 720 pixels. So it even tells you the size that it needs to be. You can of course use one of the generic ones, but we advise you create your own branded graphic. And you can also upload your own personal welcome video or profile video. So I'll just get rid of that. So how does the booth work? So you as a booth host or a booth manager, as you enter your booth, it will put you in what this is called your front desk. It's a bit like your reception area. To meet and greet any visitors, you will need to sit at your meeting room. So again, back to the tabs on the right hand side, click on the rooms tab, and of course you can enter it. I'm not going to click enter because at that point I will come live. My camera will open, as will my microphone. But it's when you are sitting in your meeting room that you can greet and meet as many visitors as you want to. As delegates drop into your booth, they will automatically go to your waiting list. So you can see at the present moment there is nobody in the waiting room. But of course, if there was, next to that person's name it will display their name and their profile photograph. Next to that will be the word invite. As soon as you click invite and you are sitting in your meeting room, you will be joined by that particular guest, and that way you can obviously start your conversation. If you've got more than one meeting room, if you've added more than one meeting room, then it will ask you which room you'd like to meet that person in. So if there's several of you from your organization sitting in the meeting room having a chat and shooting the breeze, and a visitor drops in and you invite them into another meeting room that you've got set up, you'll be given the option to go to that meeting room 2 or 3 or 4, and of course you can meet them in there. You'll also get the ability in your waitlist tab, if you happen to pop out or you happen to go to a different part of the platform and you're away for a bit of time, and somebody drops in to see you, it will start to display your visiting history. There's nobody here displayed as yet, but it'll have a little tab here that says visiting history, and you'll notice against the history whoever it is that's dropped in. And whilst they're still live on the platform, you'll be able to invite them back to have a catch up with you in your meeting room. And the last tab to show you is the chat tab. Of course, you can chat directly with people in here. You can ask them to sign your guest book, and this is the message that you can edit. We showed you in one of the settings, and of course they can post information in here. That's pretty much it when it comes to a booth, other than inviting people to join you. And the best way to do that is using this share and invite button down in the bottom right corner. So on event day, if you've got a bit of time free, if you haven't got any meetings, then why not click on the share and invite button. And of course what you can do is work your way through the attendees that are currently live on the platform and just drop them using that little icon there. Send them an invitation by clicking on that little icon. As you can see, the invitation's been sent, and of course as soon as they accept it, they'll join you in your meeting room. For that to work, you've got to be once again sitting in your meeting room space when you're inviting people into your booth. So there you go. We've gone through how to access your booth, how to set up your booth, and of course how to use it on event day. Hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.